Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y. Let's talk about how to at least manage this menace. Someone wiser than me once said that it's not overpowered, it's just misunderstood. And that person is a liar. Let's first look at what Mewtwo does when it is at its strongest and when it is at its most vulnerable. Unite DB is going to be our primary source, and in-game experience our secondary source. Let's start with specifically looking at its kit and what it does in-game, starting off with its ability. For X, upon basic attacking a player, fill the gauge of Malarkey. Each hit counts as a stack which increases the attack, defense, and special defense, and caps out at 10 stacks. Now this is insane for multiple reasons, but the most obvious is the insane percentages that these add up to. And believe it or not, that is only half of the ability. The other half is to starting at level 5, Mega Evolve. Once you've reached 8 out of the 10 stacks, Mewtwo becomes Mewtwo X. The Mega Evolution lasts 15 seconds, but during those 15 seconds, X's attack, defense, special defense, and HP are increased by 10%, and its movement speed increased by 5% for some reason. For Y, I don't know. No. For Y, upon basic attacking a player, fill the stupid gauge with each hit, which increases the gauge and will stack. But each stack increases the special attack and basic attack speed of Y. When it Mega Evolves, again at level 5, it receives a 10% increase to max HP and special attack, and then for some reason a whopping 40% increase to basic attack speed. And, of course it needs a 5% increase to its movement speed too. Clearly all these percentage increases are crazy enough, but let's look at what makes it even more stupid. For X, Mewtwo itself does not have a boosted basic, but when Mega Evolve, every third basic becomes boosted and does extra damage. Which doesn't sound too bad until you look at Unite DB and look at this percentage and notice something a little wacky. Mewtwo X non-Mega has a 115% attack stat usage on its basic attacks. And you wanna know something cool? Every single Pokemon in this game, except for literally 4, use 100% of their attack stat for the unboosted basic. So, when it Mega Evolves, that 115 becomes 120? Why? Who knows? Not the developers, that's for sure. And then for Y, same thing, no boosted basic at all. But when it Mega Evolves, basics have increased range and deal damage in a small AoE pretty similar to Dragapult. Now the problem here really isn't its damage, okay? It's the fact that it goes from 120 rounds per second to 120,000 rounds per second. And in case that wasn't enough, it, for some reason, has a built-in red buff of slowing its target when auto attacks land. Literally, why? Onto its moves. Confusion and Barrier are literally identical in their workings, except that X does a little bit more damage and has a slightly bigger shield than Y. So let's continue with Future Sight. For X, pulls the target in while stunning them. Okay, the target's movement speed is decreased by 25% for 3 seconds, and takes 20% extra damage from Mewtwo. Similar to, Espeon's plus version of the move, except literally doubled, and 7 levels earlier. And then, after those 3 seconds, the game calculates how much damage you received while Future Sight was sighting you, and then 50% of that number. Y? No, actually this is X, as an extra stupid. For Y, pushes the target away while stunning them, decreasing their movement speed by 25% for 3 seconds, and said target receives 20% more damage from Mewtwo, similar to, Espeon's plus version of the move, except doubled, and 7 levels earlier, and then after those 3 seconds, however much damage was dealt, the target receives 50% of that. Why? I don't freaking know, but that's the last Y joke, because I'm more tired of it than you are, honestly. Psystrike. For X, a short hit move that does 5 ticks of damage, while each tick stacks a 10% speed decrease for 1 second that caps at 5 stacks. While it is doing those 5 ticks, Mewtwo becomes unstoppable, and, for some reason, receives a 25% damage reduction. The projectile that is launched deals a lot of damage and causes an AoE knockup that stuns for 1 second. If the projectile hits someone other than its intended target, however, the AoE does not occur and the person hit is simply shoved instead. For Y, a short hit move that does 5 ticks of damage, with each tick applying a 10% speed decrease for 1 second that caps at 5 stacks. While it is doing said 5 ticks, Mewtwo becomes unstoppable. Furthermore, and differently than X, Psystrike damage for Y is increased the further Mewtwo is from its target, similar to Mew's boosted auto. The projectile that is launched deals a lot of damage and causes an AoE knockup that stuns for 1 second. If the projectile hits someone other than its intended target, however, the AoE does not occur, and the person is simply shoved instead. Recover. For X, gain a shield for 3 seconds. While said shield is active, movement speed is increased for 30%. Also, Mewtwo heals HP equal to 20% of all damage received while the shield is active. Also, if the shield is destroyed before those 3 seconds are up, all of Mewtwo's cooldowns are reduced by 30% and its Mega Gauge is increased by 2 increments for some reason. For Y, gain a shield for 3 seconds. While said shield is active, movement speed is increased for 30%. Also, Mewtwo heals HP equal to 20% of the damage that it deals while the shield is active. If at the end of the 3 seconds the shield has not been destroyed, all of Mewtwo's cooldowns are reduced by 30% and the Mega Gauge increases by 2 increments. Teleport. For X, 5 seconds after teleporting, movement speed is increased by 10%, Mewtwo deals 10% more damage, and it even fills the Mega Gauge 50% faster. For Y, for 3 seconds after the first cast, movement speed is increased by 20%, damage is increased by 20%, and the Mega Gauge fills 50% faster. So lots of percentage increases on just about everything, which is largely why it's currently so broken. 1v1s are near impossible, so unfortunately we will have to work together as a team to take him down. I believe as long as we're all on the same page and execute the same game plan, unsuspecting Mewtwo's will think themselves to be unstoppable. And outside of Psystrike, they certainly are. So, here's the plan. Here's the actual plan.
Future Sight. The pool can be devastating for squishies. So, squishies, it's your job to position well enough to stay out of its range and let your bulky defenders, all-arounders, and supporters lead the charge. Fight as a group, apes together, strong. Psystrike. Defenders, supporters, and all-arounders. Swim with a buddy. It is your job to intercept all Psystrike explosions to prevent the group from getting knocked up. Remember, apes together, strong. Recover. Now that we know that A, the shield heals a pretty good amount, and 2, the shield when broken also reduces its cooldowns, let's implement a stall tactic. Tanks and CC givers, do your best to use your biggest and least damaging CC move. Buzzswole, let's get the smackdown. Stall out those 3 seconds. Do not break the shield, because then he will get Mega Evolved, since the gauge fills faster once it is broken. Once those 3 seconds are up, launch the biggest assault of your lives. Focus Mewtwo and take it down. Apes together, strong. Teleport. If Mewtwo has teleport, it's most likely looking to dive your squish teammates and then move up the ranks. So, attackers, mages, ranged Pokemon, you have an obligation to make sure you position correctly so that you are both near teammates so they can peel for you and so that you don't get caught out by yourself. Remember, apes together, strong. Looks like Future Sight. The push can be devastating for divers that try to punish Mewtwo for being out of position. So, divers and CC doers, it is imperative that you use your battle items. Full heal, eject button, even X speed can get you out of this move. Only dive when your team can help you end it before it even starts. Fight as a team and remember, apes together, strong. Heads up, Psystrike inbound. Defenders, supporters, and all-arounders, swim with a buddy. It is your job to intercept all Psystrike explosions to prevent the group from getting knocked up. Remember, apes together? I'm sure you get it by now. Oh snap, Recover's active, complete opposite of X though. Once this shield is up, that's everyone's cue to dogpile on this abomination of an experiment. But only if you have a team with you. Fighting alone is not the play, because apes together, strong. Whoa, that must have been a teleport. Divers, if Mewtwo has this move, make sure you anticipate that it'll probably try to escape to its team. So it's your job not to overextend while you chase it. Only commit to engaging if your team is there to back you up.
Well, unfortunately, that's all I could afford for that wonderful voice actor, so if you want to hear some more of that so I can properly pay the wonderful guy, cheeky little subscribe plug, huh? Okay. Oh, wait. I found a quarter. Hold on, we can get the Unite move out of him.
For Mewtwo's Unite move, apes together Okay, maybe we should spread out a little bit, at least until the ult's done. We can see what's going on with the AoE around us, so try to maneuver around it, jump on him as soon as you can. Use your full heals, Unite moves, anything to avoid that stun. And as soon as you can take him down, he's gone once and for all. Well, for about 20 seconds, then he gets to respawn.
To make short story long, if Mewtwo is Mega, disengage. Once the Mega ends, re-engage while adhering to the points made earlier. Until this beast is brought into line with everyone else, it will literally take the entire team to take it down. Since in-game chat is pretty doo-doo, let's come up with a ping so that everyone knows that we are going to do this plan. Maybe ping the, I don't know, let's set up an ambush, since I never see that one. Good luck out there, trainers, and may a certain studio get their heads out of the mud and nerf this stupid thing.
Remember, apes together strong.